This is an ode to home. Miss Banks.
It's different because we're born here. Even though we're African and we're all one, we have very much different experiences.
Moelogo.
I feel like no matter where I go, I'm not shy to showcase my culture, how my heritage, where I'm from.
Trillary Banks.
It's never been Leicester before. The roots. It's always been an island girl in England.
Cashh.
I grew a sense of home in Jamaica because I just realised home is what you make it. Home isn't necessarily a physical destination. Like, it's not necessarily something that's tangible that you can touch.
Welcome to An Ode to Home, part of Union Black, which is an online multi-format content series across YouTube and Google Arts and Culture, featuring a curated collection of videos, audio documentaries, podcasts, stories, and photographs. It takes us on a journey celebrating the contributions of Black British music artists, creatives, professionals, and scenes. Told by the Black British music community, these stories will demonstrate the undeniable influence and impact of Black British music and culture in the UK and beyond. This audio documentary, An Ode to Home, will delve into the influence of home on prominent Black British UK artists and their music. You will hear 4 unique stories from Miss Banks, Cashh, Trillary Banks, and Milogo. This is An Ode to Home. Let's get into Miss Banks.
My name is Miss Banks. I'm a rapper / singer. I'm from South London, born and raised. I'm of African heritage, half Nigerian, half Ugandan. Growing up, I had a very music-orientated family. So there was always music playing in the house, whether my mum was cooking or cleaning. My dad was a big hip-hop fanatic. He loved rap music. So I think it had a big influence on me growing up. I remember my mum listening to a lot of R&B, Whitney Houston, Monica, Brandy, and also a lot of African music. I always talk about, Mum used to love Kofi Olamide, so a lot of Lingala and Congolese music. And also my dad was a super rap fan, so he would, be playing Biggie, Tupac, KRS-One. Those are really early memories for me in my household. So yeah, music was definitely everywhere in my life growing up.
Yo, they be loving the kid, talking like they want beef, they ain't touching the chick, killing everything, you can tell the judge I did it. Moving you're cool, but you still can't hit it.
I have been back to Uganda and Nigeria, both my home countries. I went to Uganda a lot growing up, and most recently went to Nigeria for the first time in 2019, had a blast. Came back to London for a week, went straight back early 2020 before lockdown. And then I went and revisited again in 2021. It was amazing. Obviously, I hold Uganda very dear to my heart. My mum's very patriotic. And I feel like she needs to be, because Nigerians are super patriotic, being an African giant. Sometimes she feels like my Nigerian family just be taking over and trying to claim me. But my mum be fighting for UG. So yeah, she's always showed me, about our culture, our music, our food. And I just instantly fell in love as a child being there. It was just fun and free and warm. And then I also got to grow to love Nigeria as an adult, because again, going there as an adult for the first time is just very different. And the culture there is different compared to Ugandans. Ugandans are more chill, more quiet. Nigeria's a bit more loud, a bit more aggressive. So I was a bit shook, I'm not gonna lie. But I loved it. And again, loved the food, loved the people, loved the music. And I thank God really for Afrobeats, because I feel like that's a way I've got to connect with back home and my culture. It's unfortunate I don't know how to speak any of my languages. My dad speaks Igbo, my nan speaks Swahili, and my mum is from 3 different tribes in Uganda. So there's loads of different languages in UG. It's not just one for the country. So the main language I guess they speak is Luganda. So in Kampala, the capital, they speak Luganda. But then we also have Acholi, and then we also have Myankole. And those are all 3 different languages spoken in one country. So it's crazy.
Hi, Mama Banks here. We are very proud to see Ms. Banks embracing her African roots with her Ugandan and Nigerian heritage in her music. This means everything to us as we are proud Africans. It's a big deal to her audience in Uganda and in Nigeria because representation is important and it matters. So to have a Ugandan Nigerian rapper in the UK is very exciting and inspiring to many. We praise and celebrate Ms. Banks for making her dreams in music come true. In addition, we are very proud that Ms. Banks has continued the family legacy. We are a very musical family. And I have fond memories of my father playing the guitar to us when we were children, and he would sing and teach us songs, and we would sing along with him. He introduced us to a wonderful catalogue of music, so many genres. And this is where our love for music came from. He was also a musician in his own band, and he toured in Uganda, performing in different regions of Uganda. So to see Miss Banks carry on the family legacy with the pride of her African heritage is absolutely wonderful.
Man, they're ready to you know what I was for Gimme? And you know Gimmy's never. When she stepped in looking like a...
Let's talk about the first time I performed in Uganda. I went there in 2016. People knew me and they were showing me love, but they didn't know my music. And obviously, I started rapping. I never planned to have a breakthrough song with an Afro swing song or like an Afrobeat song. I didn't expect it. And then obviously Snack happened to be that. But to go back in 2019 and they were literally singing all my songs word for word, it was just crazy. And they're so tuned in, and it was surprising for me because I feel like East Africa haven't caught onto the Afrobeats wave yet. It's quite westernized. It's more of a West Africa thing. Their sound is still quite like a niche. It's really unique to their country. So I was surprised, basically when they were really loving my music. It was a nice moment and I really enjoyed it. And there's a lot of Ugandan artists that I love and I think are dope. And I'm trying to work with a bit more people in East Africa. One of them would be Spice Diana. I think she is amazing. There's another guy right now that's hot, Joshua Baraka. He's got a song called Nana out right now and it's popping. Eddie Kenzo, he's dope too. There's a lot of artists from Nigeria that has inspired me. It's so crazy because there's so much talent in Nigeria. I don't think people realize there's 200 million people, big population, big market. But obviously one of them, number one, being Wizkid. He is like my top inspo. I love Wiz and just everything he's done for the culture. Growing up, I love Two-Face, D'banj, just so much Nigerian music in my household. And obviously, getting older, I've gone back and done my research and learned about Fela Kuti and stuff, and everything he stood for, and that is amazing. But yeah, more current, I guess, Wizkid, Tiwa, I love Thames, I love Burna Boy, and just all the new school as well. Everyone is just super inspiring. They're just taking it to higher heights, and it's dope to see. So I feel like being a rapper is obviously quite hard. Being a female rapper is even harder. And then also being a black female rapper, I feel like it's super hard being in... Obviously, I'm grateful for all the opportunities I have in the UK, but sometimes I feel like, is there a barrier that I may not connect with the masses because I'm a black female? I feel like sometimes it's been a bit hard, but I guess Afrobeats really opened the door for me because it made me realise that even though I want the UK on my side and want to support, you have fans all over the world, and you know, you can tap into Europe, you can tap into back home, you can tap into so many different other countries where people will kind of champion you, and it doesn't have to feel like a fight to just get simple recognition. Because I didn't even mean to. It's not like I said I'm going to make Afrobeats because this is hot or it's going to make me bust. It's actually what I love. I like listening to it. It just so happens that it's in right now. So I'm just glad that I followed my heart and done what I wanted to do and was able to connect with back home in that way. Like I said, I felt like not being able to speak the language can sometimes be a barrier. And also just, it's different because we're born here, even though we're African and we're all one, we have very much different experiences. So, but when they see that, you're not too far from home and you actually want to connect, they embrace you. So that was nice to kind of build that bridge through the music. I do feel it's very important to represent my home and my home country where I come from, because that is where I'm from. I don't feel a pressure in a sense where it's like a must. It comes naturally to me because that's what I want to do. And I see how much they love it and embrace it and appreciate it, just from simple things like just literally showing your flag in your video. Like, it's so crazy because I'm always talking about where I'm from, but people still are surprised, and there's so much people that don't know where I'm from. And I'm like, keep saying it, how do you not know? So it shows there's something that I have to keep doing and keep flying the flag. But I do understand that culture back home is different from here. Like the UK, for instance, we're just a bit more free, maybe we wear skimpier clothes, a bit more sexualized back home. Maybe due to religion and stuff, it's not like that. So sometimes they're in for a shock. They're like, this girl is doing XYZ, she's wearing this, but that's just who I am. So yeah, sometimes there's pressure in that sense to feel like I need to conform to an image, but I'm always going to be me, basically. I'd rather be hated for who I am than to be loved for who I'm not. So I don't feel pressure to represent, but I understand sometimes that people may want you to conform to a more of a culture that they understand. I see myself retiring back home in the end. Hopefully, not even hopefully, I'm making sure I'm going to be in a position where I can still have my home here in the UK, because I guess that's what I'm used to, but I would love to have land in Nigeria, in Uganda, even Ghana, and I'm not from Ghana. But just all the places that I visit quite frequently, instead of me always constantly paying for hotels and stuff, just really invest there. My mum's side of the family already have land. My grandma has land in UG. And if we could build on that or get more, I would love to do that. I would love to get a big family home in Nigeria that my dad's side could, reside in and go and visit. And that is my aim. I love vitamin D. I need the sun and good food. Yeah, I see myself in my older ages when I'm done with work, just kind of bouncing between those two countries and hopefully still the UK. My family have been really supportive throughout my musical journey. African parents, though, in the beginning, I guess me wanting to be creative was a bit like, you want to get into creative field? Like, are you sure you don't want a real job? Especially when you're not making money at first. But when they saw my passion and saw how hard I was going and obviously results always speak for themselves. So my family's been very supportive, but they're very much a part of the reason why I love music so much anyway. Like I said, they're why I am the way I am today. So even in that sense, and always just letting me know when I'm good at something and just giving me that positive reinforcement, they've definitely, been supportive from when I was young and getting me to perform for the family and stuff. But yeah, with where my sound is going and the messaging, I know that they're really proud. I'm even happy that I have songs that are just, I wouldn't even say family friendly because I'm still speaking my truth, but just sounds that they like and sounds that they're used to, sounds that feel like home. So not only me and my friends can rock and listen to it, my mum can rock with it and my dad, and they can play it to their friends and they get it. And also just incorporating the melody, and yeah, they're really, really proud, but they've been super supportive. And I never knew that it was going to go this way, but hey, this is where we are.
This is an ode to home, part of Union Black. That was the story of Miss Banks. Let's get into Moelogo.
My name is Milogo. I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm Nigerian, born in Nigeria. I came to the UK when I was at the age of 10, I believe. I've been just on this journey trying to, merge both culture. Being Nigerian, that's always me. I'm Nigerian first, and being in the UK, I had to adapt and learn the culture here as well. So I feel like having those two amazing culture allowed me to find my sound and find who I am, so that's Milogo.
Who's the baddest? Who's the hardest? Who's the dada? Who is their father?
My first experience, as in exposure to the music in the UK was actually coming to the UK, because I didn't know anything before then. I was in Nigeria, so all we listened to is like the Sunny Days, the Fela Kuti, the Ebenezer Obeys. Like, you have no choice, to be honest. Like, there will be times where people will play music on the streets or your neighbors, so it's like you're listening to it regardless. So when I came to the UK, that's when I knew about grime, rap music, because honestly, I didn't listen to rap in Nigeria. I only started doing that when I was in the UK. Heartless Crew, More Fire Crew, all those things. So it was a culture shock for me, but it was amazing to see that, this is a different sound, and yeah, beautiful. I feel like going back to Nigeria allows me to humble myself in a sense of I get to go back and see that, life is real, and don't take things for granted. I go every year. It's a must. It's like a ritual. You have to go. I feel like I write better when I'm in Nigeria, because there's so much to see, there's so much to talk about. You can be in traffic and you're going somewhere, you're seeing so many things, and it's like, even sometimes when I'm having writer's block, I'm writing based on what I'm seeing. There's so many characters, man. So yeah, it just allows me to appreciate life and appreciate things more. I'm not saying that the UK doesn't do that for me, but I feel like going back home, it gives me that sense of, yes, I've got something I'm fighting for, man. So yeah, Nigeria is always home for me.
I said, my head's you think it's my logo? When you see me for your postcode, I said, I'll help you, Milogo. I am not an artist. I am more like an angel. I said, I come to bless your household. And the sound that I'm bringing.
Identifying myself as Nigerian has impacted me in a way that is a blessing. First, is a blessing, because whenever I go anywhere in the UK or outside, maybe in the States, I'm Nigerian. I'm not gonna hide it. And it's like a sense of pride. And even before all this thing's been happening, the world's loving Afrobeats now, I've been Nigerian before that, when it wasn't even a thing. So I feel like no matter where I go, I'm not shy to showcase my culture, how my heritage, where I'm from. Because people want to know. People are interested in, like, where are you from? What makes you different? I mean, like, I always say this, English is not my first language. You know what I mean? Like, everybody can speak English. Not everybody can speak Yoruba. So if I'm doing that, I'm introducing my culture, my language to people, and people love it. In my opinion, the state of the music in the UK is beautiful, man. I honestly believe everybody's playing their part, from different cultures as well. Again, it's not just Afrobeats. Everyone's playing their part, and that's the only way we can keep growing, because the world is listening. They've been listening before, because we didn't start this. We have the Fela Kutis, we have the Fatai Rolling Dollars, we have the Sunny Days, Ebenezer Obeys, Barista, because these people were performing at Glastonbury and they were doing massive festivals even before I was born. So it's just good to see that us lot and everybody else, we've got the torch now, we're just keeping it going. So the world loves our music, the world loves our culture, so I feel like we just need to continue to raise it up with pride, man. I love being a cultural person, man, like a cultural person. So every chance I get to showcase it, it's a blessing for me. I honestly believe it is not a responsibility to be like rep you where you're from. I think it's normal. You should do it. You shouldn't. It's not a thing of I should be paid for it. Like, I'm Nigerian. That's where I'm from, and I'm gonna always promote that. I always say something. If I see someone doing a competition, and let's say they're Nigerian, and I don't know them, I'm supporting them. It's automatic, because it's like, one of my people's there. Like, listen, I don't need to know you. Like, I'm supporting you. So I feel like it's a privilege to be part of the people promoting this culture, man. Like, it's amazing. The people that have inspired me, I would say it's an all-rounder thing. But in Nigeria, I would say the Sunny Days, the Ebenezer Obeys. I wouldn't say I listen to Fela, because a lot of people, I'm not one of those people that will say, oh my God, I listen to Fela to sound cool. I know about him, and I know how great he was. And I mean, his music and everything, his journey. But I feel like those people allowed me to know that, I can speak my truth without trying to seek for validation. I can be unapologetically Yoruba, African, and if I want to sing everything in Yoruba, so be it. If you don't understand the language, go and learn it. Go and do your research, you know what I mean? So, yeah, those people, man. You know, people from the UK, we will go back to Nigeria, we hear what's popping, we bring it back to the UK. So it's like, everyone is just like Wi-Fi-ing, it's like assets. It's like, oh, I found something back home. I'm bringing it back here because no one knows about it. They go hand to hand, man. You know, they're inspiring. We're all inspiring each other. I think the hurdles that I faced is more like, you know, coming from where I'm from, obviously Nigeria, you know, sometimes our parents are very skeptical with like, oh, you want to go and do music? Like, what's that? Like, what do you mean music? How? How does that pay the bills? How does that do anything? And I don't blame them. It's because, remember, they were more on the academic type of thing. You have to be a lawyer, the same old. But I just had to just say to myself, this is what I love. This is what I'm good at. And I'm going to continue doing that. And also, being independent as well, not having the funds to push what you love can also hinder, like, you know, your progress. But I'm grateful that it's my passion. You know, it's not for the money. When I started making music, I never once thought I'll be making money from it. So when the money starts coming, it's like, that's a bonus for it. So for me, when I make music, it's like I'm speaking my truth. I'm speaking about what I'm going through. Even if I'm not going through it, it might be somebody else's story. I think the turning point for my mom and family is, you know, going out. Maybe she went to the market somewhere and then someone like, yo, that's Moelogo's mom and this and that. Or she's heard my song play and she's like, that's my son.
Hello everyone, my name is Ganiya Tanimasham. I'm very happy the way my son is been promoting this music, both in UK and in Nigeria. Inú mi dùn wípé bí ọmọ iṣẹ́ ń gbé ògo Nigeria yọ àti ti UK ní agbára Ọlọ́run á gbòòrò jù báyìí lọ. Thank you all for supporting my son. I'm very happy. Thank you.
God bless my mother, man. I love you so much. And my family, everyone there. That's my mom. Come on.
The night she saw me performing at the Mobos, where I was nominated and I was performing there, and she saw the crowd like standing like clapping for me. So like those little things, and me sending the videos of me performing maybe in the States and the massive crowd, and she's just, I think for my mom later on is more of like, you know, if it's something that you want to do, make sure you do it 100%. Don't go into it half-hearted. And it's not now that maybe you're not making money from it now, you now want to give up, you know. So she's always been that person that says, if you want to do something, talk to yourself, make sure it's something you want to do, and just stick to it 100%. Future, you know, doings. I feel like definitely I want to invest back in Nigeria, man. Not just Nigeria, Africa as a whole. Like, you know, I feel like there's so much that I've been unlearning and learning for the past year or 3 years, and I'm like, you know, I'm grateful that I can learn this thing and understand, oh, you know, I'm great as an African person. I'm powerful, I'm royalty. So I'm just trying to make sure that I take that back where, yes, I can invest in other countries, but home needs investment too. I need to make sure that I'm doing something there. You know, I'm playing my part as well. There are things happening.
This is an ode to home, part of Union Black. That was the story of Milogo. Let's get into Trillary Banks.
My name is Trillary Banks. I'm an artist / musician from Leicester City. I make music for the people, music for the hot girls in the world, for the man them, for the gal them, single mothers, people from the hood, people struggling, upper class, lower class. Just real people, really, who can relate to me, if that makes sense. Definitely representing for my females all across the world. Yeah, man. That's it. That's me. First experiences in my family home would just be hearing music. My dad was a DJ. He used to play a lot of jungle songs, rhythms, compose, run tunes, help young people MC, like get into the MC scene and stuff like that. Because obviously a lot of them used to come through on his set. So my earliest memories of music would have been, at home, seeing my dad DJ. Like, I've got pictures when I was like, not even one, like with like headphones on, and I was just around, probably crawling around lots of musical instruments and DJ kit set decks and stuff like that. And then it just kind of grew from there, really. Obviously, after school clubs, dance groups that we used to go to in the area, carnival. We've been around it from young. I'm black. Like, music's just a part of our culture, our healing, our being. It's that simple.
We bring to you on stage, Trillary Banks.
My family did music. My brother raps. When I was younger, when we was all a lot younger, teenage years and stuff, my brother used to rap. My sister used to rap and sing. She sings more now. Doesn't really rap as much, but she used to rap. Yeah, man, I've come around a musical family. My brother was a DJ/producer. So if it wasn't my brother doing a show and we were all like going, the events are lit anyway, but we'd always get like free entry because my brother was a DJ and whatever. And yeah, man, like we were just around, we was active like that. So my brother was a very popular rapper. So was I. Like, my whole family are just known for being dope creatives musically in Leicester. That still had a strong Black Caribbean community, and we were very much musically inclined. So definitely paved the way for a lot of people that have come out of the city and obviously surrounding cities. Going to Jamaica was like a yearly thing. Obviously, my mum's parents are from Jamaica, so she used to go and visit before they migrated to other countries. It was like Jamaica, and even then, there'd be times when everyone comes to Jamaica for holidays and certain periods where you would come and make sure that, you know, you're all there and you get to spend the time together. So Jamaica, Canada as well, but Jamaica because, you know, my granddad did move to Canada. So Jamaica was like regularly for me. It's amazing. I can definitely see how I'm very much unapologetically an island girl and a Jamaican girl, just through my music, through my attitude, through the vibe. A lot of people don't get Jamaicans. A lot of people aren't, they love us, but they don't at the same time. I think we're kind of like very much love-hate people when you don't understand us, because we are very much Jamaicans. We have certain ways about us, our life, our attitude, our music, our vibe. We're very unapologetic. We're really, if you don't care, we don't care that you don't care. So go not care somewhere else, if that makes sense. So it's influenced me in amazing ways, I would say.
Less stress, you know, at a small cost, you know. Yeah, how much one I back them, I know, my general? 3 bills, easily. Yeah.
I'm Jamaican first. Do you know what I mean? I'm Jamaican first. I'm Antiguan first. I'm African first, essentially. It's never been Leicester before the roots. It's always been an island girl in England, if that makes sense, regardless of where I was born or the nationality as such. So I've never kind of felt any way. Obviously, sometimes you have to tone things down and just kind of blend into a westernized lifestyle and world where I live in a community where even wearing certain clothes can be looked down upon. Do you understand what I'm saying? Shorter skirts, certain things in the summer, just the way how island people will dress, the way how people that come from where I come from will dress. We're used to hot weather and things, you know what I mean? So when the sun gets really hot and it's like good vibes, we come out and we dress a certain way and we do our hair in braids and we just, you know, even feel a bit more closer to home. And that's not always appreciated, if that makes sense. But no, my identity's always been like, it is what it is. I am who I am. And I've always tried to stay true to who I am and not let outside influences affect me. Like, you can be who you are. I respect that, but I am who I am. Like, respect that too. Leicester, London, Paris, China, it will never change me. People just represent who they are and where they come from. Burna Boy represents Nigeria. Do you understand? Bob Marley represented Jamaica. You have someone like Nicki Minaj that represents America, still like Trinidad or wherever she's from. So naturally, you just represent where you come from. We can be 20 different people in a room and we're all representing where we come from, but we can still all get along. We can still all be good vibes. You can teach me something about me. I can be like, oh my God, I love that rhythm. I want to do something like that. I want to jump on a Brazilian kind of style beat or a Afro and my piano style beat. So I just am what I am, really, and that reflects my music. And obviously when I talk about certain things, I'm going to be like, this is where I'm from. I'm very unapologetically what I am and where I'm from. So some people who have really influenced me from the Jamaican culture are, of course, the legend Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, Beres Hammond, Sizzla, Capleton, Buju, Vybz Kartel, Of course, he's definitely one of my favourites. Love to see the women doing their thing. Lady Saw was one of my favourites. Spice is amazing. Shenseea, more recent times. Jada Kingdom's doing her thing. Yeah, there's just so much. In terms of like up and coming talent, you have Skilly Bang. He's doing amazing things in the UK, and obviously Jamaica. You have Skeng. It's different, but obviously it's nice just to see new talent, Valiant, Craft, and just people coming through. Like, where are these lot going? It's different. It's the swag's different. Everything about it is different. The Stalk Ashleys, and do you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, okay, cool. This is it. It's a new era. This is the Gen Z of music. Like, we still have to be supportive of it to how we can be within reason to what relates to us. So yeah, there's some of the artists who I really like listening to, I grew up listening to, and also I like kind of seeing now and just liking where they're taking the dancehall to. Byron Messiah as well. I think he was born in Kingston, but he lives in a smaller island now. But yeah, he's doing crazy things. So big up Byron Messiah. I think he's got the summer hit this year. Being aware that I am part of an industry and a scene, UK female rap being it, that's not very much supported. It's not supported. It's not invested in. It's not there yet. When you're coming to a scene that's not being nurtured enough, it becomes an issue, because now it's like, it's not down to me. It's down to the fact that the scene isn't built enough for people like myself to be able to thrive in it. Coming from Leicester is a thing, but at the same time, the difference and the reason why I love a lot of small cities is because we don't look down on people from London. You come to our city from London, where you from London, okay, cool, we show you love. When you come from another city into London to do music, they don't show you love like that. And it's almost like we're putting each other against each other instead of just being Black Caribbean, African Caribbean women in an industry or men in an industry. It's cool, I just represent, man. I just represent, I fly the flag, I'm proud. I'm here, I'm in the UK, I'm still spreading our culture, our music, our language, our tongue, our vibe, our, you know what I mean? I'm bringing it to the UK. So I just feel like I'm part of greatness at the end of the day. I come from a small place in comparison. That's probably one of the most influential countries in the whole world when it comes to music. That's a fact. I'd love to have properties. I'm really into it, buying and selling. I used to love watching like Homes Under the Hammer and all them kind of things, just seeing like houses and housing from a different perspective, from a financial perspective. There's living in a house and there's properties being a business. It's not easy to do these things where we're from because the system's set up a way, but at the same time, it is important for us as Black people, African people,